Welcome in to Mailbox Sports because we got some things going on called rain. And the rain is indeed causing a few issues out here with your boys. So welcome in. We are on thunderstorm mode. Trust me, a little bit weird out here, y'all. You can hear the sounds behind me. As we get everything pulled up and moving, we get to find out that boy, it's not live just everywhere. There we go. Gee, let me tell you, the weather has totally got me in a bind, Nate. Right as it was time to come on and go live, pandemonium struck. As far as, I don't know if you can hear the rain and the thunder out there, but it hit one of my breakers. So we was on a frenetic pace. Run, get that popped on, get the TV back on, the computer back fired up. So just so I can get part of the grooves with you guys, let me know if the music is too high. And I am uberly curious to understand exactly what it is that the best tech guy I know, the creator of all test labs, need to let me know what I got going on with this mic of mine. Because the rain going so bad, it ever had me drop a couple frames, and I don't appreciate it. So we here. Oh, I am, G. Like, there it is. At times, I might think more things are wrong with my camera than my mic. So if it's the inverse, I definitely got to figure it out. Hey, Miles, what's going on with you today, man? So to throw us at a little bit of a different pace for today, man, I know we do mock drafts every day. And today, we will get to one of those as far as it goes for our beloved Bears. What I did want to focus in on today as a topic of conversation in recent weeks is the NFL forming two teams to go against the United States flag football team. Let me see. You said Mike rumbles on your lows. Now let me tell you, I don't know what my lows are unless we're having a lull in my conversation, but I'm pretty sure we're going to jump in and let me know anytime. And G, you already know, anytime you got time, the Discord is where you reside, my brother. And if we don't know, always good to have a wonderful thing pop up for me. So,
message.
Thank you, Lauren Cross, for being a member of the Postal Gang. We appreciate that pull in right there. And it's okay. So that's a good conversation that you say it like that, G. You say leave it to the professionals, and I do believe that they have a given criteria that goes along with that particular professional. And what we're gonna do today is, before we get into Bears content and other things that will assume our conversation time, we definitely want to construct our own professional flag football team so that if they had to, in a backup capacity to the real team, we want to know that they had a real team to go out there and represent very well against the other people of the world so that we are not embarrassed. And so with that being said, since we are in draft season, I thought it'd be a wonderful time for us to go ahead and comprise our own fantasy flag football team. Before we do that, hit the like button. We are rapidly growing past that 1K. The watch hours are watching. I'm getting people engaged during the streams. The next endeavor is to get those who catch the replay and everything else totally involved when it comes to any messages. I need to be better myself at pinning those messages and so on and so forth. And the things that are going to help me in getting those messages pinned. If you can hit a rumble. We're going to get these names pinned from one side of the board to the other. We're going to get 5, count them, 5 starters, 5 bench players, and 2 flexible positions from the names I have listed on the screen. Let me know if we're having any problems seeing those names. I will feel free to go ahead and read some or try to enlarge the screen as best I can. Thunder. The rumble of the thunder. They ain't playing with us out here, G. This a masterclass on Mother Nature that's going on behind me. Now, okay, so the real NFL guys got scrubbed by the actual flag football guys. So what we're gonna try to do is we took some names of people that I think would fare well and meet the criteria of flag football. And we're gonna see if we can go ahead and get us a draft that would represent those players from quarterback to running back, wide receiver, and 3 defensive players. So I do believe it'll be with 2 positions actually, linebacker and defensive back. Negligible whether it's safety or a cornerback. So to help us out, if ever we get stuck on trying to choose a certain person, we always want to have one of my hefty and weighted friends going on in the chat right now. And who else is going to bring to us? That guy right there, known as the Wheel of Misfortune. Anytime we have a problem deciding who we want, we might let the wheel decide, but the wheel will in fact guide the way in which we go about selecting this team in terms of the composition. So let's go ahead and see. A hybrid would be one of those guys that we think is a linebacker safety type guy that can move both ways, or a guy who can run and catch. You know, i.e. a McCaffrey type if we had one of those available. But we look at all of the names available after I hide this again. And we go simply put, what are the criteria for a flag football team? Because we're not picking the best NFL players. We are picking the best flag football players. So, like I said, right now, if you had to have your number 1 overall pick in flag football, who would your number 1 overall pick be right now? If you could type it in the chat. Number 1 player in the NFL that you would draft to start your flag fantasy football team. I think obviously most people go with the quarterback. And in this instance, I think that's a worthwhile thing to do. Because all of these quarterbacks are fit to be dual threats and not just be able to throw. So you would pick Saquon and Patrick Mahomes in a flag football game. Interesting. That's interesting, T. Miles. As you can see here, I've taken the liberty to take slow quarterbacks off of the roster that we have to choose from. So anybody who runs slower than me won't be the quarterback of the fantasy flag football team that's going to represent us in the Olympics. This ain't just about throwing. Nor is it the football. We picking the best flag football. But I dig it, and I appreciate that you already know the premise, or at least the offensive weapons that you would have. Go out there Now we can look through the list and see if maybe some defensive guys will go. Derek, how we doing today, Derek? It's flag football. We playing flag football, exactly. That's why we got the list going, Derek. So today, to mix it up a bit, before we get into being a Bears fan and doing a mock draft for my team, we are going to select from the pool of players that I have put together, and we're going to comprise our best alternate flag football teams in case the pros couldn't go, because we know the pros are pros for what they are, and we couldn't do anything to stop them. But they said we need speed. QB isn't as important because you have to be versatile at all positions. That's right. And versatility, we're going to go through some of the metrics right now so that we understand the game totally and have no lack of information when it comes to making selections. So first here, I'm doing well, Derek. We all going to have these opportunities together to make these picks. We're going to choose a flag football team, and that flag football team, the core of that team is comprised of a 5-on-5. There is no blocking, no tackling, flag football only. Flag pulls, I should say. You got a 7-second QB clock, meaning if he doesn't get rid of the ball in 7 seconds, he is by proxy down. 4 downs to midfield because it's a 70-yard field. You got 4 chances to get to midfield, 35 yards, and 4 to score. The key emphasis, this is not football as we know it. So stay in the physical dominance, the trenches, the size advantages, those things don't matter. We want to honestly understand that this is, like G said already, a speed and a space game. So we want to have those people that would absolutely not be opposite of those things. Speed and space. Speed, having it, being able to create space. And we wonder, would an NFL team struggle adjusting to this? Yes or no? I think a heavy yes. And so those are the types of things that always have us going. And so we talking speed, we talking elusiveness, we talking all of the things that's going to get you out here. And so positions and team building. It's basically positionless if you want to look at it that way. But for the draft purposes, we need structure. And that structure in the ideal lineup for me would be, obviously you need someone to be able to throw the ball. So you would like to have a quarterback. Wide receivers, you want to have obviously at least 3 of those. But in our exercise here, we are going to attempt to have 4. Oh, Justin Fields should indeed be on this flag football list. But don't worry, nobody. We got 1 starter. We got 1 guy on the bench. And we have 2 what we call wild card or hybrid players. Those players can be whoever we choose them to be. But I think the elusiveness that Justin possesses, the ability to be able to rope one down the field if he had to, without pressure being in his face, because this is not that type of rush. The trenches won't matter. So his read intellect is heightened exponentially, if you ask me. And G, I'm gonna open up this Discord. If you got time and you got any thoughts that you want to expound upon, feel free. You already know, and that includes anybody while we're going through this draft. I am in the sports talk voice chat of the Discord. If you are a member of the Discord, feel free to be a part of the discussion in chat and in real time. But Justin definitely in this capacity, seeing as though the defensive reads and the pressures won't be so imminent, I think it gives him a better opportunity. T. Miles, once again, I want people, and we have to be able to do this as an exercise that makes sense to us. Please do not confuse NFL games and NFL prerequisites to flag football. Flag football, as we talked about, speed and space. We didn't talk about processing. We didn't talk about reads, second progressions, and all that. You got 3 offensive weapons on the field with you anyway. 2 receivers and a running back. That's the only people you got on the offense with you. Besides your hybrid anyway. Like, I don't want us to make this a Sunday thing. This is not Sunday work right here. This is a guy who can play flag football. We realize non-NFL flag football professionals beat the crap out of the NFL players. If we talking about the good NFL players, we're not talking about the Justin Fields. They eviscerated them. So this is always a trial run to see if they'd even have a chance, because I don't think any of these teams stand a chance on the whole. But I want to see us be able to put one together that might be able to stand up. So we want to have 2 defensive backs and 1 flex position, which is that hybrid defender. So 1, 3, 5. We want to have 10 players, like I said. So those are 10 players for us right there. And T Miles, I would 3,000% disagree with you, because 1, we spoke about this game being a positionless sport. So is Justin Fields not good at running the ball? Answer that for me before I go any further. Is Justin Fields good at running the ball, T Miles? And is he good at evading traffic and tackles? He good at being elusive? So we said flag football, and once again, you are representing what will be the GM that will be first fired, in my opinion, because we are not looking at the way in which players can play. You are trying to pigeonhole something from Sundays into a different sport, because they are not the same sport. But I get what you're saying, because by that proxy, I would think that people need to get Anthony Richardson off this list, because nobody ain't railing against Anthony Richardson being on this list, or even a Kyler Murray. Nobody say anything about those guys, but Justin is so bad that he can't play flag football. I think that's absurd. But let's get back to the rules. Your running back is not a runner. This is some key insight. Your running back is basically a receiver. Your quarterback functions dually as a tosser of the ball and a runner. You see what I'm saying? So, once again, you throw the ball less. We ain't throwing the ball 50 times in this game. And he is capable of doing that. You saw him do it. Stop playing games. Nobody is pressuring him. We don't have nobody. We don't have no 5-man blitz coming at you in flag football. Do you realize that? I just want to make sure we know that before we go into this, because we picking players, and I don't want us from the list to misrepresent players based on a misunderstanding of what's expected of the player in this game, not the game on Sundays. That's all. Because I'm saying, once again, the best players, not the Justin Fields. The real players, the great ones, they got beat in flag football against the U.S. team. But this is not the same game, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not caping for Justin Fields right now. I just want us to understand that the way in which he is utilized is not what you think, because this is what makes a great flag player, T Miles. And this is where everything I think changes for people. Some of the traits. No, you get it. You got it wrong. And I love how you come with these assumptions about who I like, because I see reason in not making a declarative statement and being so dismissive. But I get it. Traits for a flag football player, so that we know, T Miles. Because you're talking about Sunday again. We agree on Sunday. We're not talking about Sunday. Short area quickness. And we're going to use Justin right now just for what we're talking about. Short area quickness. Check. Route separation, probably not. Vision to open space. Check. Reaction speed, check. What doesn't matter? Size, strength, blocking, pass rush power. I'm going to say this real slow so we understand it one more time. We are not drafting NFL greatness. We are drafting facial dominance. You understand that? The people who can dominate in space. We are not getting the greatest NFL players. We're getting the best people for flag football. It's checkers. It's not chess. If you get it. Like, hello, McFly. Anybody home? That's what we're doing here. Buddy trash in the NFL. Maybe not in flag. But let's get to it. The flag football players we got some elite guys that I think we might classify. And I don't have them in order, but I think we can talk about like a Lamar Jackson, a Tyreek Hill, maybe even a Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase being guys that we would classify as elite flag football options. Then you got some of the younger guys that dominate. Maybe a Devin Ashane, Colston Loveland, Kyler Murray even, short, speed, lacking ability to get that flag snatched because of his diminutive stature. Maybe a Jalen Hurts. We know he's strong in the legs. We know he can touch push, but maybe he can have a little elusiveness, a little ducking to be a runner and throw the ball occasionally down the field to some of those guys like a Ted McMillan or a JJ or Jahmyr Gibbs, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthies of the world. We got names on the list. But then don't forget that we also have to look at people out here when we talk about defense. Because, we do got the guys that replace the traditionals. You would absolutely. And we talking about this pool here. You taking Anthony? So you think Anthony Richardson is a better quarterback? Let me not get sidetracked by T Miles today. Let me not get sidetracked. Because Justin won't be on our team. We won't even be talking about this in a minute because Justin won't be a part of our team. We got too many quarterbacks. I'm using examples of truth about the prerequisite of fantasy flag football players, and you on your Justin Fields anti-debate. And I'm not debating Justin Fields. We debating flag football players versus the others. Because as we stated, you started out with Patrick Mahomes for flag football, and Patrick Mahomes would suck in flag football, in my opinion. So, I'm just saying, they're not about the same. They're not about the same because the pros got their ass whooped. So how can they be the same? I'm sorry. You mean Anthony Richardson and the other guy? Yeah, they about the same to me. But that tells me either we can't see the list or nobody cares to talk about the others because I just used Justin, or I only mentioned Justin because somebody brought him up. But Anthony Richardson is on this list and nobody was up in arms. Is why we even talking about Justin Fields. So let's get back to real stuff and let's not get into that. We're gonna get to the draft because we want to move in the interest of time so that I can show my support in other spaces as well. I do believe the creator himself will be going live today. So if you still sitting here, G, please do me a favor if y'all in the chat before we get sidetracked. Go ahead and drop those links. Lamar is at the top of the list over here. We talked about this. We already talked about who we're going to draft. Let's get to the draft in a minute. Drop your link in the chat, G, if you want to. Everybody of y'all will go over and give him a subscription. Subscribe to the page. Anything you got that is an inquiry or a question about the tech space, the streaming space, and how to make yours that much better, he's the man to let you know how to get it done. But let's get into it. So we're going to build a team over here. We're going to go through our wheel first, T-Miles. And the wheel is going to direct us to the players that we have available. So we're going to spin the wheel, see what they have prompted us to take. And at that point, we will go ahead and try to comprise a team from this. But before we do that, I want to have us all, if everybody in the chat who has an opinion wants to have their number one overall pick, because I do believe T. Miles, Lamar is your first pick. If anybody disagrees with T. Miles on Lamar Jackson being our starting quarterback for fantasy football, let me know the name of the person you would like. Because if you don't have a disagreement with him on Lamar Jackson, I think that before we start the draft, our first selection, before we start using the wheel, automatically our first selection will be Lamar Jackson to be our quarterback. Anybody in disagreement with that? That has to be the first. So if anybody is really thinking in that vein, so I think we got a few seconds, and if nobody has any different words about it, we are definitely gonna have Lamar be our first pick. And without further ado, I don't think we're gonna have any pushback to that. So our first pick on the board and now off the board for drafting purposes, Lamar Jackson. There we go. Got our first person that we need to get rid of out there. How about it? Now, let's get to it. We're going to interact with the wheel. The wheel's going to tell us exactly who we're going for our second pick. And letting y'all know, just because we seem to hate one player in particular, if we land on Chaos pick, the Chaos pick will indeed be Justin Fields. So we're in a wild card. Wild card player, meaning we don't have any particular position that we have to be beholden to. So in this instance, people, if you can see the board, let me know. Mr. Walker, salute to you. Just don't count Mr. Walker, but we're going to let you see how the wheel get to be interactive over here. We got a wheel for a flag football team. Since the NFL can't seem to get it right, we are using this wheel that you see before you to help us decide who, in fact, we are going to choose when it comes to comprising the best NFL flag football team. So, besides the giraffe with his random comments, we all about it. G Honda, we are on our second pick for our flag football team. First pick off the board is Lamar Jackson. We're going to get us 6 starters, 6 people on the bench, and then we move into our interactive mock draft to my beloved Bears. G Honda, Mr. Walker, sorry to tell you, as you already know, we won't see any giraffe sightings outside of the Pittsburgh Zoo. Won't be a giraffe walking around that was offered several cash incentives to be in attendance at the draft. I won't tell you who did offer those cash incentives, but there were several persons that did so. And as usual, when the work is real out there in the streets, G Honda decline like his credit cards. I know, disappoints us all. I try to support everything that he does, but those knees just keep on knocking the wrong way. Anyhow, I digress. Let's get back to it. You know, it was a couple dollars to be had, and it wasn't nothing nefarious. Wasn't nobody asking them to do anything degrading. They just wanted the giraffe to be in attendance, and naturally, he let us down. So if we can. We got a wild card pick out here, everybody. We got Jordan Addison, Bijan Robinson, Honda. You don't have no black card at all. Even your real black card got revoked. You know, the one that you used to give out. But if you did have a black card, G Honda, just know this is how we feel about it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care.
Okay? We don't care. Hey, Mr. Walker, I'm prepping my interview questions. I'm getting all my ancillary gear together as far as, my lavalier mic and so on and so forth. Get my tray on to be out in the field with my real mic. Get my lighting right. Make sure, the family gonna be okay as far as my riding buddies. We're going to make it an experience. It's not something I've done before, but like I told you when we talked about the draft last time, it's the ultimate hiring fest, a hiring fair, and the people that share my reflection get an opportunity with the right backing behind them to do the right things and not be a knock-kneed giraffe that's impervious to learning how to be fiscally responsible. But I digress. Let's get on back to it. In the chat, we got a wild card, G Honda. Since you seem to be a wild card yourself, my next pickup, give me a selection for who we're going to get into with this flag football draft, G Honda. We got Jalen Hurts, we got Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson, Devin Achane. We got also, G Honda, we got Peyton Wilson, the fastest linebacker in the NFL, allegedly plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates as far as speed on the field. So, G Honda, would you like to see in one of my defensive spots the only thing that could represent you on my field, which is a real Pirate or a Steeler or whatever they're going to be called? Real disrespectful, sir. Truly disrespectful. And if we don't, this is what I would do right here. I'm going to spin the wheel myself. Whatever position it lands on is the position I will go ahead and select for us just to be proactive with time. So, again, G Honda, our wheel comes out. We're going to take a spin and see what it tells me to draft. Lo and behold, the wheel indicates that we should take a speed linebacker. And if I should take a speed linebacker for the real representatives of Pittsburgh, we will go ahead and select one Peyton Wilson. There we go. Let's get Peyton out here. And move him to the board over there. So our second pick off the board, our linebacker, our hybrid, that's going to be able to grab flags and be sideline to sideline and keep up with wide receivers and running backs. None other than Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Peyton Wilson. So we will have a defender of that ilk on the starting side and the bench side. But as for now, we are back to the wheel. Let's see who our next pick is. Maybe I might not be a bot and bring it back up, huh? Who knows what the wild card is? So let's spin that wheel. We can actually see that wheel. Ay, Dios mío. Lo siento. Oh my God. Oh my God. So we're going to get our second linebacker out of the way and be done with that part of the exercise. And whom else shall we choose out here? I'm a Bear fan, you say. We're going to choose an old Steeler that is now a Bear to be our second speed linebacker who has evidenced us by getting the bag just these last 2 seasons in Cleveland and in Chicago. One Devin Bush, baby. Welcome to the team, Devin Bush. Welcome to the team, Devin. Bake it up, Bush. Came in and got his things going. That is who we have on the team next. G Honda, you can eat it. We really don't care what you think. He played better for everybody but the Steelers. Standard wasn't the standard. Next position on the board. Let's see who we're going to draft to get the best one we can. Quarterback. All right, Chuck. So quarterback is the next position up. And the quarterbacks we have remaining are Jaden Daniels, Anthony Richardson, Caleb Williams, and Justin Fields, along with Kyler Murray and Justin or Jalen Hurts, I should say. So, if we can, I already know which way we're going to go on this. But if anybody has any insight, second quarterback off the board for our fantasy flag football team, who's going to be the backup to one JD5, you say? He says JD5. I like it. So since we got one answer, let's go ahead and put a poll out. Gotta make sure we get them out here for y'all. There we go. Look at him. It's like Caleb too busy winning real games. Sit somebody else out there. JD5 seem to be the guy. JD5 for the selection, everybody. I'm not mad at it. Like you say, if we got real things to do, somebody got to go out there and do some other stuff, and he won't be doing real stuff. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. You're right. No worries there. As we get back to the wheel, what's going to be our next position and our next selection? And it will not. Hey, they almost got me. They almost tricked me, y'all. But we got a winner. Running back or a hybrid selection out here. Let's go to our selections. We got Jordan Addison, Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. Those are some of the options we got to go with out here. I'm leaning towards a Bijan or Jahmyr Gibbs right now, but we only on running backs / playmakers. So let's keep it to the running backs. Bijan, Jahmyr, Devin Achane, and Travion Henderson, think those are the running backs I got out here that I can see. Yeah, that's what I see. I see 4 of them. One of these guys is coming out to be part of the team. And if we don't get, you know how it goes, in a minute, the boy will be the one picking him. And I do believe, in the interest of hurting the division, Jahmyr Gibbs, step up to the plate, my good man. Not only could you be an excellent football player with the flags, but it can also slow you down when you return to us for the regular season. So there you go. Jahmyr for the win, T Miles. I guess we ain't got to think too hard about it. We ain't got to go too far for it. We back to the wheel at that point. Back to the wheel. So let's see. What do we do now? So if we can see, we have placed Jahmyr to our side here. We picking away from the board. We picking him. And they moving along off this board here. So we see, so far for our starters, Lamar Jackson, Peyton Wilson is our hybrid defender. Jahmyr Gibbs, the playmaker right now. On our bench, other defender and hybrid as far as linebacker go, Devin Bush. Backup quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Get back to the wheel. All right. I know people in the chat might not like it right now, but we have to choose a Bear player. We got to choose somebody from the beloved, the good all here, represent us well. We got a couple options, I believe. Devin Bush is already on the team. That means of the options left, we only got Colston Leveland and Caleb Williams. So Colston will be one of our receivers. I guess Colston got to be the one. He young. He got time, cuz. That's all I can say. We got to sacrifice the youth out there on the tight end. He got to play because it says a Bears player. That's what we're going with. Lou Burton. He ain't on the list, man. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Now, chat. I want to see how well our memory is, because we have something on the board called a chaos pick. Pure pandemonium. Like that tumultuous storm that almost took me down before we started the stream. And what did I share with the chat? That if the chaos pick dare reared its ugly head, there would indeed be somebody representing the U.S. on the flag football team, albeit in a hybrid capacity. But come to the stage, your most hated, irrelevant quarterback in the NFL, Justin Fields, is a part of the team on the chaos pick. Talk about it. 5 players left and Justin on the squad. And the GM not going to get fired, T Miles. That's what we like. The GM won't get fired. Justin on the team, that's his deepest desire. Check it out, sire. Lay it out, king. We out here playing flag football, trying to get that ring, trying to get on beat, trying to do better than G Honda needs. We lost. He ain't got to play, man, but he might get out there every single damn day. Let's go. You never know. Justin Fields, he might grow in the flag football arena. Might be his real job. We ain't even gonna know. We ain't even gonna sob. Nobody gonna cry. He don't ever hit the field. Because Caleb is the real. Get Caleb that deal. About to get it going. About to get a Super Bowl. About to go ahead. G Honda ankle swole. You know, that's what giraffes do. They get swelling sometimes. Y'all didn't know that. I gave y'all a little bit of animalistic fact right there. That news you probably can't use, but at least we know. T Miles say we lost, man. He say the U.S. is fried. Let's go ahead and read. Let's get this wheel going. He say they fried. And here we go. It's moving along for us, and it's moving all where we need it. We are on defensive back, if we don't know. A defender, little instinct, little speed, get some hands, do what they need. Who we got out here? Defenders. Derek Stingley Jr., Kyle Hamilton, Patrick Surtain. Who else we got out here? Sauce Gardner. Who should be the defender? For Chelsea, I'm thinking Surtain. I mean, out of everybody on here, is he the only one who won the Defensive Player of the Year? And you know, you kind of speedy, shifty. You embody all the things that I think they have in flag football team. So for me, I think if we have to, and to pay deference to, or pay homage, I should say, to the cowgirl hat sensation, Coach Chelsea, we have to go out here and put Patrick Surtain as our starting defender. And I do believe, let me see, we got one more starter to come out here and a couple more bench players. So let's get back to the wheel. Spin that wheel. We're going to absolutely go over the recap in a moment. Let's see what the wheel brings us. Let's see what the wheel got us doing some things out here that I know people ain't ashamed of doing. The wheel has us selecting a route technician, T Miles. Tell me, we're gonna go through the list. Let's bring the wheel down for a moment. The wheel got to leave. We're looking for a route technician. So let's make sure we see all the names out here. Jordan Addison, Jamar Chase, Zay Flowers, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Rashee Rice, Teteroy McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill, Emeka Egbuka. Who would be the guy we say best represents a route technician in this here day and age? The route technician. So let me know. Because for me, it's going to be between the two best wide receivers in the league right now. Obviously, Jamar Chase and JJ. And if nobody argues the point, again, to slight our division champs. I think Justin Jefferson, man. I think Justin has a slender frame. I think he is polished in route running. I think that he is somewhat elusive in the way that we want, and he kind of lanky. So I don't know where the flag placement as far as height would go, but I think he might cause a problem. And he a Viking, so I want to send him out there on the island. But I think JJ is probably the best the best option right here. Not gonna lie. That's probably how I'm gonna look at it. I always have to do crazy. But we got Justin sliding on to the side over there. As it stands, Lamar Jackson, Peyton Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Colston Loveland, Patrick Surtain, and Justin Jefferson are our starters. Now we have 3 backups to put out here. Those can come from a myriad of positions, but let's go ahead and get that wheel back up and let's spin the wheel to find out. Because after we do this, we're going to get us a quick transition. We'll talk about it shortly. Let's get to this and stay in tune when we talk about it. And once again, we back. We back again, and they want us to select a defensive back. Now, we have not selected a backup to what's going on. And so that right there has to be something that we go ahead and pay attention to, give credence to in this instance. So with that being said, we are going to hide the wheel. We're going to look at some of these players out here, defensive backs. We got a Derek Stingley Jr. We have a Sauce Gardner. We have, who else is left for us out here? Kyle Hamilton. So Sauce is kind of lanky. Stingley, maybe. Kyle Hamilton. It would appear to be more a Hamilton or maybe a Stingley type of job. In my head right now, those guys are a bit more compact. Don't have to reach down so far to grab onto a flag. So I'm thinking Kyle in this instance. We're gonna try to make that be one for us out here. Now we got 2 of them left. What we gonna do next? I love the chaos, baby. Nothing better than the chaos when it comes out for you. The chaos pick. What do we deem to be the most chaotic of all of these things right now? Like, we go out here, we got 1 wide receiver. What's going to cause the most chaos if we pick this person? Let's go. Let me know. Who's the most chaos driven? Are we bringing out the cheetah? Is the cheetah the chaos pick that we want right now? Let me know if putting a guy like the one I mentioned, the speed demon known as Tyreek Hill. Let me know if that's the guy we're looking for as our chaos pick here. Because I believe that will definitely be the person that coincides with chaos. How could we say anything else? What else are you doing if you ain't chaotic out there with that one? So we're going to find out exactly how it goes, but I think that's how it's going to go for me. Last pick. Let's see what the board brings up our last pick before we move into something. It's gonna be one of my favorite things to do these days. Because I will be live to actually see and witness some of the happenings and the inner workings of the draft on draft day. And speaking of draft day, I am going to be there to get content and cover predominantly as a Bear fan, but more so as the brand. And as the brand proprietor, as we might call myself in this small instance, we are not picking another Bear player for this team. I will not subject my beloveds to this again. So with that being said, the wheel shall be spent again. Let's move it along. Ain't do it. Ain't gonna happen. I'm with it. Wild card it is. Wild card it will be. But it surely will not be a Bear player. Because this ain't that. We are not out here to besmirch the name of my Bears. If they had another Steeler player, I would pick the Steeler player. Because that's more likely who I would like to put out there on skates is a Steelers player. But in the interest of pure speed, the guy who ran the fastest 40 known to date is none other than Xavier Worthy. And so why would a Xavier Worthy not be the pick that I add to the team when I talk about adding that wow factor? And so if we can look at the team, let's break it down. Here goes our starters and our bench players for our U.S. A and B team. At starter and quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Defensive player, as far as the hybrid goes, linebacker, Peyton Wilson. Our playmaker, non-receiver, goes to none other than Jahmyr Gibbs. And bringing it home on the offense, being the guy who really is the pass catcher of them all, the youngster from Michigan, Colston Loveland. Rounding that off, the route running technician that can do no wrong, none other than Justin Jefferson himself. Rounding out the form when we talk about our starters on our flag football team. Now we move to the bench. Beloved, I know G Honda can't stand him because he didn't do well for you, but in his new real home, not Indiana, Chicago Bears will allow Devin Bush to go play football and represent the United States. Let's just talk about it like that. Jaden Daniels, you're in the nation's capital already, brother. So after rehab, run on over to another training facility and just go ahead, be that backup quarterback, because that's what we're paying you to be. Talk about a wild card. And I don't know what we're paying you to be, but we want you to be all you can be out there and make some people eat their words. Who is the playmaker wild card on the bench starting off? None other than Justin effing J1, sit in the closet, got a dog named Uno Fields. The defensive anchor that will be trying to hold it down and stop people on that last level and get that flag. None other than Kyle Hamilton. We round out this team with the two things that represent speed in its entirety past and future, the cheater Tyreek Hill, and the new chief, Xavier Worthy. That concludes what I would like to say is our first, maybe last, who knows, flag football draft so that we can put together the ultimate replacements for the U.S. team so that indeed, if the U.S. had to send NFL players, we could thrive unlike any other. So let me know exactly what you think about that particular. Please let me know, if you will. Let me know exactly what it is you got going on when we think about that. Because if that can happen for you, then I want you to realize that as fun as that may have been for us, we got about 20 more minutes. And I know that we can go ahead and get some things going because we built that flag football team. Now we got to bring it home. Why would we not go ahead and do some things in the interest of the beloved Bears for a draft? So we're going to do a mock draft here. I will take reign of this draft here. If anybody in the chat has any particular thoughts about what's going on, if you're not G Honda, please let me know and we will feel free to get you going the way we need to. Otherwise, we're going to let bygones be bygones out here. And we're going to get right on into it because we're going to talk about the Bears and do a nice breakdown over there. And G, as I stated, make sure you put your link in the chat, man, so that they can slide on over and get some enlightenment. I probably, jumbled it a bit right there, but enlightenment, however we want to jumble up my words. I think I got it. Nonetheless, I'm the GM right now, but I'm really just a messenger. So we're going to talk about the team needs real fast. We'll talk about the way in which Dennis Allen prefers to have a certain build or prototype of a player. But before we get into that, let's see if we agree on the things that I think the Bears need. Absolutely, sir. Subscribing to your channel is of utmost importance. I know that's the name, but hey, I want people to click that link and make sure that we getting the message out for you to be observed in your element, brother. This is how that goes. Yeah. Just like the Bears need something, I think people with unknown technological aspirations and ambition, known and unknown, I think they need to come see you sometimes, man. I mean, where else do you get to learn with a vibe that most teachers wouldn't give you? You ready for the cool classroom environment and you never thought it existed? And in this America, cool to be a nerd. And the nerd lab always has some things for me to nerd out on and learn, man. And I may not be locked in holistically when we talk about all of the things that go on throughout the course of it, but even the breakdowns of the replays and some of those things that I want to call you directly to find out. I can go to a stream sometimes, know that those things going to be laid out in a way that is thought out, meticulous in the information, and it's going to give me several references. My man's all about citing the sources out there, so y'all go ahead and do that while we talk about the needs we got for the Bears. And those start out with none other than the defensive side of the football and the edge rusher, the defensive tackle, safety, cornerback, and the linebacker. The only position that I can think of possibly on the offense that we might be able to pay attention to, contingent upon how many picks we get in this draft, the center position and the left tackle position, if we do not think that the solution is already there, which I do in some form or fashion. But we'll get into that when we need to. Hope I win some money today because my nose is itching. But we'll get into this right here. if we enjoyed what we got going on so far, hit that like button for us. And we're going to get a couple things going before we get the chaos going. Steel City is where the draft is, brother. And that's what we're going to be getting that draft on. So now that we got all of those, DA got a certain type that he like. He like height and speed on all levels. And so, do we think that they're gonna select a now? Creator, if you got time to chime in on this last issue right there before I get into the draft, do the Bears badly need another wide receiver? Because I understand it's contingent upon some things like players that are drafted already showing better in their third year, or other guys being better in their second years, taking a step. But I think it's probably one of the positions we can do as an undrafted speed guy, something we can use. I don't know if we need it, but we'll put it on the board when we talk about trades. Because if we get enough trades in here, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to find some speed guys that's going to line up perfectly for us. So without further ado, let's go ahead, get over to this mock draft simulator. Here we go for you. There we go. So if we can see here, please let me know if I need to move myself. If I need to be in a different spot so that we can totally see the players available, let me know and I will do so instantly. So if I need to get out of the way, hit me with the Sandman. One of those types. If not, we'll get right into it. If a trade comes up, I will consult the chat. If I don't get a response in some sort of time that can test what I got going on, we're going to take my better judgment for it and wish y'all luck. So without further, we're going to move to Indiana. We're going to move to the draft. And we're going to start the draft. So here we go. So automatically, I don't want any draft that is giving me an opportunity for next year. Next year won't work for me at all. So that's a big no. I mean, how long you gonna be on the clock, bro? I must have gave too much time for people to operate. This is really like vexing to me right now. I've never seen such time be taken I'm trying to give an opportunity for everybody to be used. So Mock Drafter is the site that we've chosen for this particular draft. But is anybody gonna do something? They pause the draft or something? So I don't like this. So let's back up and look at something real fast. First draft boards are gonna come from already know. Pittsburgh made a trade with these bums, the Dolphins, and they acquired Spencer Fano, offensive tackle. They gave up their first and second round pick to move up. I love it. I love that for y'all. Cleveland trying to give us their 39th pick and a 70th pick this year. New England wants to give us, nope, that's next year. Sorry, dude. Baltimore want to give us 45, 80, nope. Cincinnati want to give us both of their second round picks. Nope. Sorry, dude. So first, before I say that, let's find out what's available. Why they always stop on 16, man? Well, you know what happens to people sometimes out here in the world? They get replaced. They simply get replaced. You're not giving us what we need, people. So, in a swift turn of events, we shift our mock draft. And we don't care about them. Mm-mm, mm-mm. 2 seconds while we fix this up and get it right. Boop, 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 boop. Mm-mm-mm. Now we got, let's see if this gives me what I'm asking for. Mm. Mm. All right. Now, I'm not certain how this is going to go for us just yet, everybody. So, right now, we have focused our sights on the mock machine. It gave me pretty much no control. It just jumped me right into this thing, asked me a couple questions. So, let's see if this does any good for us right now. Let's see if they got... Oh, so nobody's offering us a trade, so we're not going to try to negotiate with anybody. Right now, we got Peter Woods still left, Cade McDonald, Cassius Howell. Let's see, defensive. Woods, McDonald, Banks, Christian. Woods is the best player available. We're going to take Peter today. I've got some things going on. Cancel the lane. Next, I think we're going to look for an edge. Maybe something else on the board. But what we're going to do is, they're taking too long for us sometimes. Y'all don't pick it up. Skip to my pick. Jennings Dunker is what they just took. We're just going to skip on to my pick. And we got what we got left out here. Akeem Mesidor is still available. Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Dylan Tyneman. Akeem Wheatley. But what you can't ignore is Akeem Mesidor is still available. We got to get us some Mesidor out here. And if he is available, we going back to Gabe Jackas the next round right here, because I'm truly one of those guys who think we need to focus on this edge. They still got Danny Dennis Sutton that's available, and they have Gabe Jackas. Now Danny and Gabe kind of fit the mold. So we're gonna go with Gabe Jackas there. And right now it doesn't appear they offering us any trades, so we just going through the board. Hyman came off the board just recently. BJ Payne, safety. Halsey. They had a run on safeties. Right now, Zakee Wheatley is the best player on the board, and that's exactly which way I want to lean anyway. We'll get right back into it. He is off the board for us, best player available. Now, where we are right now. Mario Davis. Ish. So here they feature a lot of offensive players that I don't prefer to have. Harold Perkins is what they classify as a steal right here, along with Dante Corleone and Jacob Rodriguez still available. Harold Perkins or Rodriguez. Gonna take us a stab at a Perkins. Rodriguez still there. Wouldn't have saw that happening. Xavier Scott got a safety out here. Mario still available, huh? All picks. Then I want to show you who next. How do I know who's next? Don't worry about it. Hmm. Trading sevens down the road. Six-four wide receiver with 4.3 speed is Chris Brazel. Okay, I'm gonna look at Brazel. Points. Trying to make these even out in points. 2027. 2 years should be a fair trade. My offer is 13. They propose with 13-2. Okay, they accepted that. So you say, let's go wide receiver right now. Brazel. Let's check it out. I'm still trying to see how I can search through this, and it's a bit. Wide receiver, Tennessee. They actually got highlights we can watch of these people, so we're gonna try that out in one of these. And if I think Brazil was supposed to be a high pick or something like that. I'm looking through the database over here to see if they ain't picked him up. That's in like a first round pick or something. Yeah, he went in the second round, T Miles. That's a second round wide receiver. We wouldn't draft no receiver in the second round. You let me look for somebody who don't exist. Don't exist. Now, who we want now? We got Jacob Rodriguez, still the best player available. Center, Logan Taylor, Sam Hetch, still available. Yeah, we deep into the draft now. He been gone. Day 2 mean we gotta take him in the second or third round. I don't think the Bears will be taking wide receiver in the second or third round. He a day 2 pick. Yeah, he definitely. They got him as a day 2 in here. He went to the Saints in here in day 2, 73rd pick. So third round is where he went to the Saints. He definitely that guy. So Cage Casey, Drew Bowery, Drew Shelton, the left tackle that got some pretty high praise. Enough of them, man. You know, some slight 4,000 for you. Cornerback or offensive lineman right here, T Miles. Let me know. We're gonna get our new center of the future then. Drew Shelton is still available at left tackle. Jacario Davis still available, and we need a cornerback. You don't agree? I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong right there. It's the highest rated player available still. Jacob Rodriguez still on the board. He's supposed to be like a first, second round pick, and he's still on the board in the 7th round right now. Is that crazy? I'm gonna go with the left tackle. We'll get a left tackle out there just in case. Oh, I got some. Yeah. EPA. The best player available is defensive lineman. Then we got a safety. Sicario is BPA. There we go. Best player available is Dale Jackson Jr., the defensive lineman from Florida. Let's get a highlight of him. Monty Jackson, the money. We drafted it. You want to draft another safety? We drafted one already. We got Zakee Wheatley, 3rd round. You want another safety? We can look at it. Xavier Scott, the safety from Illinois. He the best player on the board, BPA. We need another one, so let's get another one. If he's still available, he the pick. Oh, we don't got any more picks? I thought I picked up another pick this year. Or did I pick it? I used it already. I think I used it already. We might be out of it. We might be done. Yep. We picked all our picks. That's how it goes. See, we done. J.C. Davis just got drafted. Barham. The Rams got like 6 different damn picks. And one's gonna give me some. So we got Peter Woods. They said we got a B-. Solid draft overall. 2 reaches may limit the ceiling, but the class has quality depth throughout. First pick, the value pick, we got Peter Woods. Slid 13 spots past his projection. Solid value and the best player available with little compatible talent remaining on the board. Round 2, we got Akeem Mesidor. They say it's a steal. Mesidor fell 21 spots below his projected rank, and he feels a moderate edge need with little comp remaining on the board. Jacques was taken. They say he a reach for Gabe Jacques. They say I took him 32 spots ahead of his original projection. I got a D+ for him. Zakee Wheatley, we got a B. They say he fell 30 spots below projected rank. BPA available at safety. Harold Perkins in round 4. Value pick. Harold Perkins fell 42 spots below projected rank. Exceptional value. Best player available at linebacker. B-. Sam Hetz They gave us a F for Sam. They say he's a major reach for the center in the 6th round. They say we took him 28 spots ahead of his projection. 118 prospects, they say better. I don't believe it. But, hey, a steal of the draft. In the 7th round, we got our left tackle, perhaps, or swing tackle of the future, Drew Sheldon out of Penn State. They say he fell 103 spots below his projected rank. He feels a moderate need at OT. And lastly, we got Daryl Jackson Jr., another defensive tackle from Florida State. He fell 142 spots below his projected rank, T. Miles, and he's the best player available at the time at his position with little remaining comp on the board. So, Drew Sheldon, Daryl Jackson Jr., Sam Hetz, Harold Perkins, Zakee Wheatley, Gabe Jackas, Peter Woods. 7 rounds, 8 picks. B- is the grade they give us. If you, chat, and anybody who might see this video later would have to give us a grade based on the players that I just read to us, what would your grade be for this recent mock draft in which we came away with Peter Woods, Akeem Mesidor, Gabe Jackas, Zakee Wheatley, Harold Perkins, Sam Hetz, Daryl Jackson Jr., and the coup de grace himself and left tackle allegedly, Drew Sheldon, Penn State. Let's see if any of those picks at some point in the near future could possibly be things that you hear as far as names go for the Bears. With that being said, we come back to the main thing, to the main screen over here. And I do appreciate everybody hanging out with me, but we have to get our day going because the work week is back in effect tomorrow. Yes, no wide receivers, but if you remember, Ryan does some good work with wide receivers in the undrafted free agent market and some other talent that they can go get. As we've seen, there were several names from Sicario Davis as the cornerback, and a lot of other marquees. I think Caleb Elam's or TCU. They had a lot of guys that did get drafted in this particular draft. One would hope that you still get that depth on tight end positions, the wide receiver, running back. I think the offensive positions will be heavily addressed when it comes to Flyers on the undrafted free agents. I think they focus a lot, T. Miles, on the crux of the defense in order to get us where we need to be this year. Ben has never played with a top half defense to complement his offense. I think this year is the first year that happens, as it is a primary goal and something that he can put his fingerprints on in terms of control. So once again, we will have several opportunities to continue to put drafts together. We will at some point take the comparison of all drafts we have done, try to get a grade, see what people think about them all, and at the end, let's see if we can rank the one we think is the best, rank the one we think is most likely to happen, and maybe the one we don't like at all and we want to scrap it and start over. Oh, with that being said, we get so many times out here in these days to get productive. I do appreciate, in this particular instance, everybody giving me the opportunity to go a bit to left field with the flag football team. I hope they gave us a bit of a discussion to talk about football in a different vein. And also, I do appreciate anybody and everybody who was able to lend me your tab, your viewpoints, your time, and your support. So with that being said, Sunday will be the next time we are in these YouTube streets. But until next time, until next delivery, I am your host, Postman 1914. This is Mailbox Sports. We're going to talk Bears, we're going to talk sports, but until next time, we are out.